Love is Blind هو برنامج بينتمي لتلفزيون الواقع، الشكل اللي بيعتبر جذاب جدا لشريحة كبيرة من جمهور التلفزيون، واللي بتتنوع موضوعاته لكن أغلبها بيركز على العلاقات العاطفية. البرنامج ده بيعتبر مش مخصص للعرض على التلفزيون لكن لمنصة إلكترونية وهي نتفليكس. في برامج من النوعية دي بتكون أشبه بالتجارب والأبحاث الاجتماعية. Love is Blind واحدة منهم. هنسمع أكتر من زوجين من اللي اشتركوا في البرنامج في التقرير اللي جاي.
If you're ready to find the love of your life,
game time.
the pods are now open.
What kind of work do you do?
So what are some of your biggest turnoffs?
So what are you looking for in a woman?
Ethnicity, race, physical appearance. None of that matters.
I'm really starting to emotionally connect with you.
This could be a remarkable love story.
I feel like, you know, as an interracial couple, it's definitely something that we addressed and we talked about and we communicated about. And I was very, you know, transparent with Cameron about how I was feeling. And even with the show, talking to the people or the audience, you know, just sharing my emotions and feelings. I wanted to be authentic. I wanted to be real. And I wanted to share my real experience. So it was never really like a quote unquote issue for us. It's something that we definitely talked about and, you know, worked our way through, but it seems like the show kind of made it like right at the forefront. Like every time we sat down, it's like, you know, I'm black and you're white.
Right.
Hey, you're white and I'm black. But it wasn't like that. But I feel like any time that we did address it, those times definitely made the edit of the show. So
yeah, and it was important to us to talk about it, of course.
Yeah.
So it's good that it was covered in the show, absolutely. I would have liked to have seen even more content of our dates and the things that we talked about, you know, like how we were going to raise a family together, you know, how we would discipline our kids together. You know, these type of conversations that added more layers to our relationship. But, you know, overall, yeah, I'm happy with how we came across.
You're a beautiful person. I don't have to see you to say that.
I'm scared of making the wrong decision. I can't see my life without you.
Yeah, I think it was even back in the pods. It's hard to say what day, you know, in the process, but it had gotten to a point where I had asked Lauren all the questions that I felt like I needed to ask, you know, ruled out any possible red flags. You know, we talked about long-term compatibility, you know, family values, how we were going to balance a household together, you know, responsibilities, all these different things. And I mean, every conversation we had, I never had any doubt instilled in my mind from the conversations. It just felt right.
Aww.
So, you know, we continued the process, as you saw on the show. And I was kind of constantly like trying to almost remind myself like, hey, you should introspect and see if you have any doubts. And I just really didn't. You know, I know that sounds kind of crazy.
There's my student debt.
You're a white guy. She's a black woman. Let's talk about that.
This marriage could tear me and my family apart.
Yeah, I was like, you don't have any doubts? Not one? Come on,
Yeah,
you got one.
I mean,
he was
I
like,
really
no.
did.
So he, I mean, and that's kind of what pushed me to, not pushed me, but it helped me realize like, wow, this man really loves me. Like I've never had someone that was so ready and loving and willing. Like, no, I know you're my wife, like no doubts. So that was beautiful.
I am engaged to somebody I've never seen before.
I hope he's just find me very attractive.
Absolutely. I mean, those are things that can change a person. I mean, things that happen in people's lives or, you know, like you said, race, abortion, political views, like these are heavy topics, but if you're in a marriage, you know, you have to talk about these things. Who is this person really? What have they experienced in their life that I can relate to or have to comfort this person at times? Like those are real things that you have to talk about with your husband or your wife.
She has become the most important thing in my life.
I want you to be 1,000% open with me.
There's my student debt.
You're a white guy. She's a black woman. Let's talk about that.
This marriage could tear me and my family apart.
It's so important for men to be comfortable with their emotions. It's like men feel like you can't be masculine and also willing to be vulnerable when it comes to love or even just in general with, you know, showing your emotions. So I think that a lot of people really appreciated that with you.
Right. And my viewpoint on it is that you know, if you're willing to be that vulnerable, to show how sensitive you are, to me it's a sign of strength.
Absolutely.
The converse case where you don't want to show your emotions because you're afraid of how people are going to judge you and react to that, I think it's a fearful response. So to me, I'm not afraid to show my emotions. I know people might think it's not masculine to cry, but I mean, I'm a very sensitive person, emotional person, so I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's
healthy.
just how it is, yeah.
It's healthy.
You're bringing me down.
You're bringing me down.
Don't insult me like that.
We're getting married. That's scary.
Do I want to marry him? I don't know.
Do you take her to be your lawful wedded wife?